But first I want to thank everybody who been sending prayers up for Haley. I spoke with her the other day, and she was like, Daddy, if you want to talk about what I'm dealing with, you're more than welcome. So I got her permission, and I'm gonna share. So thank y'all for your prayers. Right now Haley is dealing with some mental health issues, and I guess it's starting to really manifest itself just over the last couple of months. And this is all new to us. They're still trying to figure out a diagnosis. She had some brain scans that the EEG scans came back normal. They did some blood work and MRIs and she's seen a psychiatrist and whatnot, and they're still trying to come up with a diagnosis. So far they don't think it's schizophrenia, but she is dealing with some sort of psychosis. I think they're calling it obsessive compulsive disorder with psychosis, tentatively. So many days she goes in and out of reality. Some days it's like somebody's busting in the door, about to kick the door down. They're coming to get her, or she thinks, we're trying to poison her when we give her medicine. Recently she's been dealing with, feelings that some worms or bugs are crawling inside of her, and she, gets, well, if you're not watching her, will get a knife and try and cut her arm to get the worms out. And I just wanted to kind of get I started talking about this stuff, it just started to get to me. Cut her arm in an attempt to get the worms out, because in her mind she really believes it. So she's dealing with hallucinations, dealing with delusions, and I didn't understand how real some of these folks that deal with mental health, I didn't know how real it was. This is not a person that's trying to kill herself, and sometimes people will do self-harm not knowing they're harming themselves when they're in that state. And sometimes it can look like suicide, like they done cut themselves or they done jumped off a roof, when in reality they might have just been running from something. I mean, I seen this child run and hide up under the blankets, and I'm sitting right next to her. She'll boom. You see the terror in her eyes and the fear, and she's trembling and shaking, and she really believes somebody coming. You can't do nothing. You just helpless. And and there's nothing you can do. And so we running back, getting all this tests and doctors, and went through several psychiatrists, just didn't find the right one. And I started looking at going to one of the psychiatrists told us they had a psychiatric hospital in Mexico City, so I was looking to go there for an extended period of time to try and get a treatment. But at the last moment we found a better doctor here, a pediatrician psychiatrist to help, and so far he seems to have been the best one. I was just trying to stay here, because where we live, I think we get better care, much more affordable. We're able to be seen much quicker than in the health system back in the States. And of course these tests are much cheaper, so we don't have to wait, don't have to get approval from HMOs and PPOs and all of that. So we got a new doctor finally. I don't think I have to go to Mexico City yet, at least. all these doctors are saying it's gonna take about, it take anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks for these medicines to really kick in and start to work, see the benefits. So that's what we're dealing with now with Haley. We're having to watch her 24/7 because some of these moves just at the snap of a finger, they just come. They just out the blue. Doesn't have to be anything to trigger it. Everything could be going well, and then bam. So the new round of medicine she's on, it keeps her tired. I think she's finally starting to get used to it and not be so sleepy as much as she was. So, things been kind of rough up in here, trying to make sure she don't cut herself, and she begging to go to the hospital. She's like, please, can y'all take me to the hospital, because I don't want to accidentally cut myself or kill myself. It's somebody who ain't trying to die. It's somebody who's fighting for a life, trying to live, and just terrified out of mind. And, this is just the most unreal thing I ever seen. I mean, she's stronger than me, because I look at her some days, and, as she's going through these things, sometimes I'm just break down crying because there ain't nothing I can do. And we try and talk her down. And so, try and talk her down, and and all we can do is wait. And sometimes it stay in that mode for 30 minutes, and other times it may be for an hour. So that's what we're dealing with. But right now, I'm just trying to get my child together. Y'all see the videos. I spend almost every waking moment of my time with my kids. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm present. I'm there, everywhere, all the time. And when Haley go through these modes, I'm sitting there right next to her, bringing her back, trying to bring her back. You know what I'm saying? So it's that kid fell off his bicycle. Man, I'm still asking for y'all prayers. I shared with y'all that the reason I'm here is, I've done a poor job saving, done a poor job investing, no 401k, no big savings or anything like that. And, I came here to try and get my finances on track and get my bearings straight. I see the writing on the wall with it's retirement time in about 15 years. Right now I've blown through all of my money, and I've shared before that, even myself, part of this reasons, marriage, of course, I found myself in a state of depression for a while, and I've just neglected everything. My business just, because I didn't work. I couldn't focus. I couldn't concentrate. I let that depression demon get a hold of me, for lack of a better word. That depression weighed you down, and that was my first time tasting depression. And so my business suffered. When you neglect something for a period of a few years, it goes away, and that's essentially what happened with my business. So as I mentioned before in previous videos, I'm really back here looking at an effort to rebuild, get back on solid ground. So I understand this here that we're dealing with is a temporary setback with Haley's health, and we're blowing through a lot of cash, with these doctor visits, hospitals, medicines, second opinions, third opinions. Hopefully if this doctor work out, we can stay put. Shout out to the family. There's a lady, when I was looking at going to Mexico City, I don't know if Akulab is owned by one person or if these are individual franchises. Akulab is a place where you go get your lab testing, work analysis and stuff like that. They do COVID testing and all of that stuff as well. I'm sorry, I'm losing light. So the lady who owned this particular one off of Paseo de Montejo, I believe, she offered us her house. She's like, hey, I saw your post. I got a house in Mexico City near the hospital. If y'all want to stay there, you got my house free of charge. Y'all can use that. You know, I just want to say a very special thank you. We've used Akulab many times to get our COVID testing. You know, I certainly recommend them. They have your results back within an hour to 2 hours. They come to your house and test you, your hotel and test you, or you can go to their lab. It's cheaper if you go to them, but it's not so expensive if they come to you. But just want to say thank you to them and all of y'all who reached out with support in terms of, you know, resources and things and places I can go to get some extra help in terms of mental health help. So, you know, so like I say, my finances, you know, I'm trying to build that back up, you know, with the business and trying to save and, you know, juggle this marriage, unstable marriage that's, you know, just bad at this stage. And again, just being honest, no blame here or there, but just bad. But right now I'm just trying to spend my time with my kid to get her back on stable ground. Can't take your eye off her for 1 minute. I'm right around the corner now making this video. I'm about to run back, you know, so I don't know. I've never set up a GoFundMe page. I've never asked for assistance or help, but you know, when your kid gets sick, you know, all humility and pride and ego go out the window. And, you know, I don't know. I've been pondering if I should set up a GoFundMe or whatever. I don't know. I do have some donation links below this video in the description. If you ever found any of the stuff that we put out helpful, you know, if you feel like donating, you know, I'd appreciate it. You know, and I haven't been posting as much as I'd like recently, you know, as we deal with this. I've been posting videos, and I got a bunch of videos on my phone, so I've been posting stuff in between while sitting on the sofa, hanging out with my kid, some old videos, but I hope to get back out there soon. I'd like to get back out there with Haley. I know y'all seen Haley running around with me in many of those videos as I was wandering these streets, you know, so this was all sudden, you know. So again, if anything that we provided has been helpful to you, you feel like making a donation, please do. I'd appreciate it. You know, just trying to get my child back on solid ground, and you know, so I'm gonna give this new doctor a little more time. He seems to be the best one that I've met so far. Seemed to be the most thorough. I trust this one. I think we're gonna get somewhere, and you know, I thank y'all. This is a point where I think a lot of folk will up and run, go find an excuse to go back home to their country, and I'm not trying to do that. This is home, you know. Kids don't want to leave, they want to stay, and you know, so we're gonna try and get it together. We're gonna continue to pray, you know, believe in God for a healing, and y'all pray for our situation. You know, I got some tough choices to make on the care for Haley, even peace. You know what I'm saying? So I got some decisions I need to make. Hate to be in this position to make some decisions, but some things gonna have to change pretty quick. So thank y'all. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching.